This is Awesome St. John, Jason, the original Red Ranger. You are watching the Morphin Network.
This Morphin Network video is sponsored by Ranger Stop Convention and Ranger Stop and Pop. Have you ever wanted to see all your favorite Power Rangers together in one epic convention? Go to Ranger Stop! Ranger Stop and Pop! August 27th to the 29th, 2021! Atlanta, Georgia! Ranger Stop 8! November 11th to the 14th! Orlando, Florida! Get your tickets now!
Oh, wait. I forgot to show one more thing. And that is Carson's Corners.
Carson's Corner is a black LGBTQ-owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel on pop culture franchises such as Dragon Ball, King of the Hill, Sailor Moon, and of course and most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at carsoncorner.com. Link will be down below.
Amazing merch it is. And I've been keeping track on their Instagram, and they are just constantly just popping new things every single day. It's like Carson's Corner is just nonstop surprising us with these new products. And if any of you are fans of Power Rangers, anything that is part of the fandom universe, just check it out. Because recently they just released Power Rangers Dino Fury zipper hoodies. So if any of you are very comfortable of using the zipper for your hoodies, get one of those. But if you are more into like those kind of hoodies that you just take it off and you just put it on as it is, then by all means, depends on your taste on hoodies.
Funny and ironic, we're talking about Carson's Corner, yet neither of us are wearing our hoodies today.
Come on, you know, if I already have this one of the sweaters, so that's already great enough. So, hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Sentai Hero Special, and today we're going to review episode 5 of Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger, and today's title is called Handily Molded into a Sushi Fight.
Yes, a bit of it. It's catchy.
Oh, yes. So that is the title. And I am so bummed that I don't have a piece of sushi just for today's skit, because I was thinking about going to Tokyo, go to a Japanese restaurant to purchase like maybe those sushi bowls, or maybe like those sushi like trays just to
Oh, by the way, because of Zenkaiger, for any younger viewers out there who don't know, those are called
Kita.
Thank you, Grammy.
Yay, thank you. So before we get started, let's start with the opening comments. So what have you been up to?
Not much. It's been raining here. Spring weather has officially started. No more of that icy cold. That's about it. What about you?
Well, nothing much except just going over today's episode, and also Mortal Kombat is going to come out soon in the next couple of weeks. So when that movie comes out, then when all things are popping and when it comes to Mortal Kombat video games, and it's going to be huge. All right. So
wait, quick before we forget, I got a new figure today. Recognize this buff dude?
Oh, you got Boom Tower
/ Tank Joe. Yep.
Yes. So, yep, my partner just got his new toy that is Tank Joe, or as Power Rangers Dino Fury, that is known as Boom Tower.
It's pretty cool, but he's a little small compared to the figures, even though he's supposed to be massive. So added little things on his feet to make him a little taller. So little
toys could be like not in the same portion, huh?
Especially these. But anyway, let's begin. You want to go first?
Yes, so let me pull up the title. There you go. And today is yellow because I would say this is kind of like a fun Gaon moment because he is making sushi and he's putting some effort into it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I keep seeing Gown, and I remember how serious Taylor was in Wild Force, but Gown has so far been portrayed as a pretty goofball character.
Mhm.
So, anyway, keep going.
All right. So remember, so our episode starts off when in the last episode we Vroom mentioned to the team that he remembers that there are these like two humans that were in Ijiru's lab at the Toji Tendo's headquarters. So we were questioning like those two humans are Kaito's parents. So and Vroom mentioned that they go by Isao and Mitsuko. So Isao is the father's name and Mitsuko is the mother's name. And Vroom mentioned that the parents were in the lab and Grandma and Kaito were so shocked by this updated news from Vroom that she grabbed a photo of the parents and asked Vroom if these were the people that were in Ijiru's lab. But he knows the name, but I think Vroom does not know the description of those humans. All he knows is that there were two humans that were in Ijiru's like lab, and he knows the name, but I think he doesn't know what they look like.
Yes. So so Kaito and his grandma looked like they had a little bit of hope, but it turns out they don't really have any new answers at all. So, so,
and in this scene, like in the opening scene, we see Kaito and his grandma which they couldn't sleep due to this updated information regarding like Kaito's parents' whereabouts. They're so worried, and it is such a sad thing to hear that what Grandma said. Grandma said, "The more that we know, the more worried we are because it's been so many years. You and I have no clue like how long Kaito's parents been gone for a long time. We have no idea. It could be like maybe a decade.
Yes, or even longer than that, because Kaito was pretty young when they first left. Anyway, hold on, let's see. Hey, you want me to take over?
Oh, almost. So that's so Kaito and Grandma were talking, and he said that he's worried that his parents might be stuck in a different parallel world. Could it be in a Sentai world, or it could be one of those object worlds that the Toji Tendo's been conquering?
Yes.
We don't know. And also, before the opening starts, Kaito just came up with an idea like, oh, if the Kikainoids or Kikaitopia were connected to Earth, then Toji Tendo's were the ones who are behind of merging the worlds. So he tried to wake up Vroom, and it's like he's asking him, oh, how did Kikaitopia connect to Earth? Help me. If you tell me, then maybe I can go to Toji Tendo and find my parents and bring them back.
So, yeah, so he gets an idea, and they think they finally figured out like a way to get to think they have a lead or another clue. And then we cut to the bad guy's lair, and Emperor Bakuwas. Yes, I got the names right here. That was what I was doing just now. He is still mad and furious that Professor Ijiru told him that about the gears being liberated and all, and so he decides to go off and figure out what's the deal there, while Basher Tan,
what the tank guy?
Yeah.
Is it the soldier one?
Yeah.
Barashitara.
There's a word in there. Barashitara.
Barashitara, yeah.
Barashitara, he decides while Ijiru's off doing that, he's gonna do some scheming of his own. And then it cuts to the next day where the Zenkaigers are like off exploring like an alleyway, and they're like trying to ask Vroom where exactly he came from, because this was funny, because in the previous episode we never saw how the bad guys got to Earth, and like he just says, I suddenly appeared in this alleyway, and it was just like right here, and like they're all, like just like Kaito just starts looking like in all the empty spaces, seeing if like there's an entrance somewhere or some secret door. Pull the bookcase, like in Scooby Doo, but not, but like it's just a regular alleyway, and he decides like he thinks it's like up in the air or something. So he, jumps on top of Gown and Jurin and tries to leap up and try to see if he could find like the portal. And then nope. And suddenly his neck drops and boom. Just gonna let a little spoiler alert. This episode is flooded with cartoon logic. It's it's very
Oh man.
Anyway, speaking of cartoon logic, the Zenkaigers hear like some people screaming, and they rush off, and it's like these giant hands are suddenly making people stick to everything. Like they're at this park, and like everyone's like one guy gets stuck on his motorcycle, another guy or a woman gets stuck on like this statue, and like they all get, and like some Tynoids and like some other civilians get like stuck to like these like playground equipment, and like it's all being done by this guy Sushi World, and like he's like just taking everyone, turning them into sushi, and just leaving them stuck there, just um it's like, and we did kind of have that glue episode last year, so imagine being stuck to being stuck like this may be pretty painful. One wonders why they didn't just like take off like their coats or something, like if it was like completely glued to them, or if like it was just their clothes. But I digress. Anyway, the Zenkaigers show up and they start to fight, and then what happens?
So they start to fight, and what happens is like Kaito, he is too stuck in his head into finding his parents that he avoided the priority, that is to save the victims under this sushi monster. So while like he just morphed, he was the first to morph like quickly and just start attacking the sushi monster, sushi world. And what he is doing, like he just pounced on Sushi World, like, hey, you better take me to Tochi Tendo. You better take me there. Take me to my parents. Otherwise I am not gonna let you go. But
or another way to describe the scene: take me to your leader.
Take me to your leader. But as he was trying to fight off the Sushi World monster, something hilarious showed up, and that was he's just spanked. What? He didn't Sushi World just spanked him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just spanked Kaito's butt and leaving him a great amount of pain. And it just gave Sushi World an opening to stick him to something. But Jiran, he jumped in and accidentally being a part of the sticky situation by turning them into a sushi.
Yes. So they're like stuck on this park bench, and like everyone else is stuck there, and they try and like the others try and pull them off, but like but to no avail. And like Gao and the others, like Gao gets a clever idea, and they rush back off to the candy shop while Jiren and Kaito are stuck there, and they are stuck the whole night. All these poor victims are like stuck in the park, probably freezing out. And it's kind of like in that scene in Sky High when that girl froze those two jocks, and like and that was funny enough. But then later we see them still frozen in the front yard, and no one thinks to help them or stay with them. Like it's just these people are just stuck in this apartment building playground. People are probably living around there, and like no one thinks to like come and help them or anything, or just like tries to like give them some food or anything. They're just stuck there the whole night.
You don't. I don't know, but like, given them like they've been stuck in that park, I feel sad that they can't go to the bathroom in that
Uh,
situation. And if people are not helping them, I'm guessing like that, like the resident in that the residents that are close to that playground, they're probably working at night shifts.
Probably.
So better luck.
Yeah, so it's just like Doofenshmirtz. I was forced to be the lawn gnome, and then give a bitch, So, um, anyway, Juren and Kaito have a nice conversation about how Juren wants him to reunite with his parents, but he shouldn't do this alone, and he shouldn't be reckless, and like they kind of joke about how it was a very mature thing to say, and they have they try and make the best of the rest of the night, and then the next morning, Gown's brilliant plan is put into action, and what was it?
His plan is to create sushi that will attract the Sushi World monster into like finding them. It's kind of like luring him into a trap, and which Sushi World did fell for it. And the Zenkaiger's mort and is trying to fight off the Sushi World monster so they could free Jiren and Kaito that are still stuck at that park bench. But as the fight goes on, they thought they have the upper hand, but Parashitara, he just showed up.
Yes, Parashitara had arrived. But what I want to also mention right quick is that there was a really like I said, there were some really cool camera angles in this episode, and these screenshots really. Oh, hold on one sec. Sorry. Okay, and like I said, these screenshots are really not doing. Oh shoot! Sorry. Update something. An update was popping up. And these screenshots are really not doing it justice because it was like really cool. Like it goes like from air shot to down and underneath Gown, and like the fight just keeps the fight keeps going, and then we cut back to the park, and Kaito gets an idea, and he decides to use the gear of Uch Sentai Kyurenja. And like he uses the Red Ranger, and we all know, for better or worse, that KU Red was a very lucky person, and so like he uses the gear's powers, and then suddenly they're blasted away from the park. Like this fire hydrant suddenly starts cracking, and like the water shoots them. And before we learn what exactly happens there, the battle between between Sushi World and the tank monster are not going so well. But then suddenly, poof, there pops in Kaito and Juren. They just fall out of the sky. And so, do you want to explain how exactly they got from point A to point B? With Dora the Explorer, of course. I'm kidding.
Dora, Kaito, Kaito. Grab your mechas, grab your Geartlinger.
Grab your swords.
Grab your swords, grab your Jiren and Gown. You can do it. Okay, enough of that. So, in the beginning, we see, of course, Kaito using Q Ranger Red's abilities. And what was his ability? Luck.
Mm-hmm.
Pure, ultimate luck. And when that fire hydrant was the first part of the luck. And as we go on and how it lead all the way from a city to the mountains, well, here's your answer. Like, after the fire hydrant went off, they landed on a pickup truck. And it's hilarious that a fire hydrant that powerful can push them to a pickup truck, and as they're on the pickup truck, they end up in the sky.
Yes, and like I said, this episode really runs on cartoon logic.
Oh man, how they just ended up being tied by balloons and they're floating in the air, and as they're floating in the air and they're close to the destination where they can meet up to Gaon, Vroom, and Majin and help them fight off Barashitara and the Sushi World monster. Who would have thought that a bird, like here, check this photo, that cartoon bird decided to pop every single balloon that is attached to them, and they fall off and landed on the Sushi World.
Yes, it's hilarious. Antics and stuff. You remember that old Nick Jr. cartoon called Kipper the Dog?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, there was an episode where like the pig's little brother Arnold got like a balloon swept him away, so they all had to get on like a park bench and they tied a bunch of balloons onto it and they floated up and tried to go after him, and it didn't work so well, but yeah. And also this whole bit with the bird flying in and popping was kind of reminiscent of that episode of Abba Ranger, which we know was dubbed in Dino Thunder, where like a cartoon bird suddenly lands on the Blue Ranger, and he's like, "Oh, even the birds are acting weird," So
it's a cartoon crow. You don't think it's Yodana? Ah, ah.
Oh no! Oh no!
Be in her afterlife form.
Oh yeah, that'd be hilarious. She dies. Oh, that would be a funny plot twist. She dies in the Kara Major world and gets reincarnated as a cartoon bird in the next one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just be like, I'm going to help you, even though I'm evil. Anyway, so Kaito and Juren, they're on the battlefield now. They're ready to morph, and what's kind of cool is they actually do give us an original morph sequence for them being stuck on the bench, which is kind of neat. The fact that they would actually go to that much trouble, but they're still stuck together, so they have to be very they have to be very clever about their moves and stuff, and like and how they're going to outfight Sushi World while the others handle the tank monster. And they do these, and like I said, the cartoon logic continues. After they manage to shoot him down, they do like the spin attack, and then they go underground, and then they pop up and like knock the monster out, and then they do a big final attack, and then the Sushi World normal size monster is destroyed. Yay! And they're unstuck, and all the people at the park are freed, and hopefully they would be like, bathroom or something. So
yeah, and it's they just did a spin attack, and which I thought was hilarious. They defeated the Sushi World monster, and now they are finally free. Whoop-de-doo! And they're stuck because of this monster's ability. And just to let you guys know, when it comes to sushi, you guys know how those rice can stick together? It's because the rice is cooked, and when they're cooked, they are leaving with cool temperature, and they are being mixed with white vinegar. Yes. Special sushi white vinegar. And if you mix with those are how like sushi rice can stick together, and it has that vinegary taste when you take a bite with a piece of raw fish or raw sashimi on top of it.
Yes, I have I've looked up the recipe on how to make sushi rice, and I've had a few attempts, and some of them have been pretty successful. Others have been kind of but sushi rice tastes really, really good. And also, but one thing I want to mention, since we're off on a little bit of a sushi rant, there was a part when the monster sprayed when they first got stuck on the bench. There was a part where the monster sprayed them with wasabi sauce, and it's just like I am not a fan. I don't really like wasabi because it is really spicy. So what do you think?
So wasabi mixing with soy sauce is pretty much essential when it comes to like eating sashimi. It's very important because like let me see. Let's see. Wasabi does to. So let me just throw in some information. So let's see. The Japanese sushi chef in Japan will add wasabi into sushi and sashimi,
Mhm.
and so the reason sashimi it has that will the wasabi has that will to reduce the fishy smell from the food.
Hmm.
Yes. So that is one of the reasons, but I've been told like the reason you well, it's pretty much normal. You can eat the sashimi raw itself as long as it's clean and it's well fresh. But just be careful that like chances are like the most but to play it safe, just dip it with wasabi with soy sauce. It's not very spicy, but if you put in a lot of wasabi and it's covering most of it when it's not balanced with the soy sauce, then you're gonna have like a very painful reaction, like a high sense to the nose of that spice of wasabi.
It will clear your sinuses at least.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Unless you have a sensitive nose and you start sneezing and coughing and all of that.
yeah, that would be pretty bad. Anyway, so the monster, so the
Kudai test.
what?
It's a kudai test
Yeah,
again.
they summon the giant monster. He once again crushes the gear like a like he turns like this rock quarry into like a big sushi conveyor belt, which would be pretty cool to see actually in person. And
Oh, I love like sushi. Like I love those sushi like movable round tables. It's just you can just enjoy sushi. Like you can just grab them as the tables keep rotating with new things, and as your dishes pile up, they'll add up the price at the end, and you just have a good full belly of sushi, and you can just pay it at the end by counting how many plates or colors of the plates. It's so
right, yes, a sushi conveyor belt. I bet everyone loves those except Lucille Ball. But anyway, right quick. So like I said, cartoon logic is kind of the basic of this episode, and so the Zenkaigers like get ready to morph, and they do the big bang, and then like right when they're doing it, it's like the monster grabbed them from the screen and like crunch them all up, and then turned each of them into sushi zords.
Ooh, that is so good, and that looks so creative. Don't you? It's so cool looking that I just want to take a bite of that.
Sort of. I think I would probably eat anything sushi except tuna. It would be really cool to actually see like how these sets are made. Like to see all this in person. That would be really interesting. Anyway, so the others are like stuck, on the sushi conveyor belt, and like Kaito doesn't know what to do, and then he gets a little help from an old friend of ours, or a little, someone we know. You want to take it from here?
All I can mention is he just used one of our most previous reviewed series, that is Ko from the Soldiers. So he unlocked Ko's or Soul Red's ability, and what's his abilities?
They gave him the Rio Soul Blade.
So the Soul Blade is the new boost. Wow. So Q Ranger gives him ultimate luck, and the Rio Soldier just gives him like the Rio Soul Blade.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes. So I wonder. Well, and there's still more Sentais to go, so we'll just have to see what other abilities they have to unlock. Anyway, so the Zord battle goes off, and they kind of tease the monster, saying, "Hey, you wrapping up or something?" And then the fight goes off, and while there's a bit of a struggle, the Rangers are able to overwhelm him, and like the sushi world disappears, or the sushi habit disappears, and sushi world is freed from the gears as well. And then yay! And Kaito, once again get tries to get hitch a ride, or like tries to figure out how to get back to gets to the
Koji Tendo.
Toji Tendo's you know Earth, and Bashitara, right?
Bashitara.
Bash-
Barashitara.
Barashitara, says that he can't interfere in enemy territory, and it's revealed that the entrance to the Trinoid's world is you need to have something, or for some reason Kaito can't enter it. So there's either some sort of passcode or some sort of trick that they use in order to walk through it. So we'll have to see how they'll if they'll be able to figure out a way around that. But anyway, we cut back to the candy store, and what happens?
I believe that at the end they all celebrated, but they all celebrated on a victory. And I'm not sure if I'm correct. Didn't Kaito said that he apologized to the team?
I think so, or at least that they'll be they'll figure out how to get into the Toji Tendo world, and figure out what the mystery is with their parents, and that everyone's and everyone's riled up, and they're gonna get through this together. But Gown is just obsessed with wanting to know how his sushi turned out.
Yeah, I feel Gaon right now is the cook of the team. Vroom is the the smart that has information team. Majin is the magic. Jiran is the mature one in the team, and Kaito is the he could be a handful, but he is the leader.
Mm-hmm. So, and grandma is the grandma that kind of keeps the peace, and the bird is the mentor. So yeah, so that's that scene kind of helped establish everyone's role. And then there's another plot twist. Ijiru is in his lab trying to getting the idea that he could merge these gears together. So does this spell trouble for the Zenkaigers? We'll find out next time.
We don't know. And if he can merge these two things together, does that mean there's a possible chance that the Zenkaigers cannot have any access to their boosts? Or who knows? Because these things, what Ijiru is planning to do, you never know what it will affect to the Zenkaigers, or what these coins will do once they're being used.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know the effects. And I don't know, but I think Ijiru has something is playing something tricky, and I don't think it's going to be good.
No. So we'll just have to see what the next episode brings. Also, something interesting. I don't have a picture of I'm sorry, I don't have a picture, but remember the monster that has that's a fusion of all the previous Sentai villains that we showed on here a while back? He has the body of a Trinoid. So maybe this could mean that he is a Trinoid, or he's a Trinoid of he's all these previous Sentai villains actually merged together. So we'll just have to. It'll be interesting to see what that's about, because there is a there's a 2-part episode that features the Zenkaigers turning human and all that. We're gonna see if we'll be able to discuss that or not. But anyway, so that was episode 5 of Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. What do you give it overall, Clem?
It's a fun episode. I give it a 9.
That's good. It's good. Any goods, bads, negatives?
I like it because they give us the update on what happened to Kaito's parents, and we also get to see a side of Kaito that he could be overlook the situation when he is caught up with the moment of knowing where his parents' whereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Kaito, I think this is the first time we see him make a mistake by not helping the people who are harmed from the Sushi World monster. Because every Super Sentai, when someone gets hurt, they just get them to safety and help them first, and then fight off the monster. But seeing Kaito doing this is his first mistake, so this means he's developing. Like we
Yes.
can see a side of him and his personality that he cares about his family more. That he would be distracted on that and would lose sight of like those people who are hurt.
Good example, because like I said, we were reviewing Rita Soldier and Kara Major. We didn't really like. I feel like the characters, they were affected by certain events, but I don't really feel like it really altered who they were as people overall during Zenkai during those seasons. But yeah, for this, Kaito, realized he acted irrational, and he realizes that this is going to be a challenging situation, and he can't do it alone. So yeah, that is cool. Actual like growth in him, and what I also like is that he doesn't come off like a standard red loudmouth, or not red, a standard Sentai leader who's a bit of a loudmouth or just kind of doesn't think of before he leaps. This is like he's actually realizing he needs to be cautious. So that's cool.
Yeah, so I give this a 9, and I don't think there's anything I don't like about this episode. It's actually good. I like it. So 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
What about you?
I kind of give it maybe an 8, a high 8. What's weird, like I said, I was joking about the cartoon logic, and while it is silly, I don't know if it really feels that jarring or out of place. It just kind of seems natural. I guess it's because, this is a show where worlds merge with each other and logic in different worlds are different. So obviously, something cuckoo can happen from time to time. And what else? Like I said, the goofy bits didn't seem too out of place. The one problem I really had was that how they explained how Jiren and Kaito got to the battlefield was once again done in flashback, which I felt was kind of overdone. Which I felt was kind of overdone in Kira Major. So I kind of wish they could have just showed that happening, and then like they would just be like, "How'd you guys get here?" And they're like, "We'll tell you later," and then they go on with the fight scene. That would have been, I think that would have been funny enough. But overall, that's just really a minor thing. I hope that doesn't carry. I hope that doesn't be the trend. Like I said, with how they did a lot of stuff in Kara Major, like they would just explain this all in flashback or offhand. But but overall, I think, yeah, like I said, high 8. One other thing, last thing, and what I do like about the episode is that, I'm interested in what Professor Ichiro is doing, because, like he's like studying the gears, and like maybe he's gonna like experiment with the Sentai world, so that could be interesting to learn about. So, so like I said, good episode. Some weird moments. One thing that I just found a bit annoying, but overall, it's pretty good.
All right.
Talked a little
So-
sorry.
So that is our review for today. This is a fun Sushi Super Sentai episode, and I didn't know that the Sushi World Monster would like stick his victims on stuff. I thought he would like turn them into sushi for some idea. But overall, it's a good episode, and Quasar Red and we give it a good high praised rating for it. So this is a decent episode, and we're already 5 episodes in, and Quasar Red and I are pretty much hooked to the characters, the story, and the villains. Like the villains are getting more interesting. Like Ijiru, he's just doing things and just making us questioning, like, why is he doing this? What's his plan? Because in the last series and the series before what we've done and reviewed, like I think our past villains in Kira Major and Rio Soldiers, like they're pretty predictable, don't you think?
Yes, for example, Tank Joe, he, like I said, he provided some interest, like he killed their masters and provided some interesting tension during his early episodes. But then when they killed him off, like they were like they didn't even really look at it like we avenged our masters, or we finally they can finally rest in peace or something like that. It's just the guy that they killed their master is gone, and they're just like, okay. And with Rhea Soldier, or not Rhea Soldier, Kira Major, it was like Oh, but at the very end, like the plot twist at the very end, just Garza's not really a bad guy. He was just manipulated, and we're just going to reveal that now. Okay.
Yeah, so like Ijirud, he's the creator, he's the mechanic. He left us so much questions, but in Rhea Soldier, Creon, he's just obeys orders. He just creates monsters by being ordered to do it. And in the last series in Kira Major, we know that like Crunchula, he just sends out a monster because he was following orders. But in this series, the monster creator, that is Ijirud, at today's last scene, like this episode's last scene, he left us with questions like, "What is he going to do?"
So,
and that is not the main villain.
Yes.
So yeah,
right.
This is good.
Yes, very interesting stuff. And like I said, can't wait to explore more of this as the series progresses. So.
Yes, of course. And before we move on, let's check out our comments. So let's see. Alejandro says, I love Power Rangers very much. Yes, Alejandro, we all love Power Rangers, but this is Super Sentai. So if you want to say, me gusta los Power Rangers de Japanese or something, then that'll be fine. Okay. And of course, our friend here, I am no fan of those cartoon. Huh? What's his name?
I say Kim. Hi, Kim.
Hi, Kim. I am no fan of those cartoon logic moments, but I understand changes can sometimes be needed to make the show different. Kids like that stuff. I know I did. Yeah, the cartoon logic is pretty fun, considering there was Q Ranger Red's like ultimate lucky like power. Oh man, if you want to talk about luck, like, can you imagine you have this ultimate luck that anything that you do, best thing will happen. It's like you're gonna win the lottery, just one ticket.
And I think it also, when it comes to the cartoon luck, it really just depends on what series they're telling. For example, I feel like this show, it really does fit with Zenkaiger, but like I feel like this would be very out of place in a season like maybe Go-Go 5, where suddenly everything is working because like their logic is like a bit cartoony. Or we saw how well mixing cartoon logic with serious stuff worked in O-Ranger, and that didn't go so well. So yeah, so like I said, it works for Zenkaiger. You know, it's fine. So
all right, and our last comment, Barbara.
Hello. Hi, Barb.
All right, and that's all of our comments for today. And yeah, so this is a great episode, and just to let you guys know that after 5 episodes in, if any of you Power Ranger fans, Super Sentai fans have any theories or any questions regarding of like the Super Sentai series of Zenkaiger, please leave a comment, leave a question, or leave your predictions, because we all love to hear like what will happen next, or what do you think the villain's plan is, or what do you think the Kaito's parents are working with the Toji Tendos out of their own will, or are they working with them for a reason to protect maybe Kaito, or trying to save the world, the parallel universe from merged into become one? Because can you believe, like, imagine 50 worlds connected into one. That's a huge mess.
Yes, and on top of, the 50 worlds of Super Sentai, there's also the other parallel quirky worlds like Mushroom World and Sushi World and Ice World that are, like the bad guys all have access to. And another big question that I hope we will soon find out is what exactly are the other Sentais? Like, how is this affecting the other Sentais? Because we saw in the intro of the first episode, we see like them reacting to the sky darkening, and like their world's covered in gears and stuff. So it's like, are the Super Sentais aware that they're like trapped in this, like their world is trapped in this gear, and like, are they trying to get out or something? This is interesting stuff. Hopefully it's like, we'll just, hopefully this will be addressed sooner or later.
I would like to see this. If they're borrowing, or if Zenkaiser and the Zenkaigers are borrowing the the Super Sentai like abilities for the short time, I feel like we should see like a clip, or like if the movie is coming out, I want to see like the past Super Sentai members are feeling like a jolt or like react to something when the Zenkaigers are borrowing their abilities.
Right. I think it would have been very interesting if like when Bosco in Gokaiger, when he was using the extra hero keys, it would have been cool if like we could have seen like Doggy Kruger react whenever Deca Master was being used, or stuff like that. So yeah, it would be cool to see how like these recent events are affecting this past Super Sentais.
Yep. Just to get that, Quasar Red is a big fan of Deca Ranger series, and he loves like you like you just love the Shadow Ranger or Deca Master, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite Ranger uniform of all time.
Yes, he loves that uniform so much. He would just love that wolf blade over the Rhea Soul blade anytime.
So
all right, so thank you for all who are tuned in today's episode, and just to keep you guys updated, that next week at the same time at 4 p.m. we will be reviewing episode 6. But if there's any changes or any like change of schedule, we'll let you guys know ahead of time when we are about to when we're that close to the date to review this episode. And also keep your eyes out for the following episode that is coming up this Sunday. So remember, every Sunday, new Super Sentai episode comes up. But if it's not available during that week, or it's not updated on your favorite webpage, then just go online and maybe do some research on the episode release dates, and then you'll find out why. Maybe it's a holiday, maybe it's a day off. You never know. So yeah.
And we're in. And when we get off here, we're going to be discussing how we're going to address this one special that's coming up. But like I said, if any changes happen, we'll let you all know.
Yes, and since I'm already liking the series, I'm planning to invest of getting myself Kaito's Zenkaiger vest. So his colorful vest, where if they're opening it for a Bandai pre-order for it, then I'm getting that vest. It's pretty sick. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. And what about you, man?
I would love to have a KU Ranger jacket if there's one in my size.
Wait, what jacket?
KU Ranger, the space season.
Oh, Q Rangers.
Q Ranger, yeah. Sorry.
I think they did, but I feel like the Asian size is a little bit like I don't know. I don't think your size would be available for the Asian size. That's tough. I think it has to be custom made.
I heard. I think I'm gonna see if there's anyone who does custom made. So that's
yeah.
Yes. So that does it. Yeah. That does it for us today. Where can we find you, Red Star, aka My Butler?
Yes. So you guys can find me on Instagram. That's CLiao1031. I'm hanging around the Morphin Network, so you can find me there. What about you?
Find me on Instagram, Brown_K, as well as QR Ranger Book.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching today's episode. And we have one more last comment. That is Johnny. He says, I like that they had a Zord battle in the quarry.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, we forgot to mention that was a nice way to switch things up, because the last few episodes it's always been in the city. So
yeah, it's always in the cities, but in the quarry it's nice because the fight is setting up in the mountains.
And it makes explosions easier. So
all right. So that's our comment, and thank you all for tuning in to today's episode. We'll keep you guys updated for next week for episode 6 of Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. And remember, everybody, I hope everybody is having a wonderful week. Stay healthy, stay safe, and also get vaccinated as soon as possible when you guys can, or when you're eligible enough, because we're gonna go back to the things they were, but it will probably take some time.
Yes, and we can only do that if you guys do what what the what the restrictions say. So
Yes. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. And remember, Zenryoku Zenkai! All right.
bye.
Bye.
See you, everyone.